Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Kicking It with KeKe, Life, Love, and all that other shit. I am your host, author KeKe Chanel. When I'm not writing books that entertain and empower, I am a certified life coach. And this year, I decided to go a little bigger and launch my podcast. So here we are right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. I have a special show today with a special guest. I like to give my guests the opportunity to introduce themselves. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to him. Chef Byron, go ahead and tell everybody who you are and what you do, sir. Thank you for joining me today.
Sure. I was thinking maybe I should turn on another light, but so basically, what I do is, I have a promise that I made to my mother. I always talk about this first. My mother had multiple sclerosis, and either she was bedridden or she was in a wheelchair my whole life. And I told her we used to watch Chef Clap, we watched everybody, and we used to watch all the shows in the, like Days of Our Lives, all these
Yes.
shows, all these shows together,
Uh-huh.
and I told her, one day I'm going to be a chef and I'm going to put your love around the world.
Wow.
And yeah. So, first I have to say that it's about my mother, because I ain't nobody, because I want to get to her kingdom, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I just give me, and if people like that, they like that. If they don't, well, I don't know what else to say.
Right.
I have my mama's love in me,
And
so
listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm so glad that you kept your promise. That is an inspiring story that I just want to go a little bit into it. So when did you know that you wanted to, have a passion for food, that you love cooking and food?
well, it all started and with my mother, she would bake bread,
Mm-hmm.
and then my grandparents, when you go to their house, it was like Thanksgiving every day. You
Oh,
did,
wow.
you had red velvet to all the way from red velvet to gumbo to, because I have family from Texas, Louisiana. We're a mixture of everybody. I'm a mutt.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Gumbo for real.
Yeah, gumbo, etouffee, all that. I grew up with all those different flavors, but I also grew up in Mexico.
Okay.
And my step grandmother's Mexican, my stepmother's Mexican. So when I lived in Mexico as a child, we lived in the 80s. We moved to Mexico out of Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and we basically lost everything.
Okay.
Okay, we had
Mm-hmm.
we lost everything, and so we had to go live in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up with the cartel. I grew up with that.
Wow.
I was on the street of Mexico.
Wow.
I had a taco stand in Mexico. I
Mm-hmm.
learned how to make tortillas. I sold donuts door to door. And that's where the name of my show comes from,
Mm-hmm.
because it's called the Huerito Show.
Huerito. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, Huerito is not the same as Gringo. Not
Uh-huh.
the same.
Okay.
Huerito, you
Break,
could be.
yeah. Break that down
Yeah.
for us though.
Yeah. So it depends on, if you have blonde hair, blue eyes, light skin.
Got it.
They call Hueritos anybody around, in the Latin community.
Mm-hmm.
So they call me Huerito because I had blonde hair, and so I grew up on the streets of Mexico, and but I also, grew up in Texas, been to Louisiana. My father was an oil well firefighter.
Okay.
So one of the biggest in the nation, in the world, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up around oil. I grew up around brisket. I grew up around chicken.
Everything.
You name it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You name it. But my interest was my escape.
Mm-hmm.
The kitchen is my escape.
Mm-hmm.
And when my dream of going to chef school became true when I went to Peru. And that whole thing just changed my whole life, and that's when I started.
Was a great experience.
Yeah. So, I wanted to do an international showcase network,
Mm-hmm.
because I grew up, I speak Spanish fluently. I'm more Latino sometimes than I am white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's just are more even more soulful too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think I have the whole shebang.
Yeah. Yeah. And I could tell that about you from your personality. We just meeting for the first time, and it feels like
Yes,
we've
ma'am.
been knowing each other for a while. And I'm glad that you know want to be a guest on my podcast. I love to have different perspectives from different people from all walks of life. And when I saw that you were a chef, I was like, this is my first chef. Like, okay, yay.
Hey,
Yes,
and I'm American War veteran too.
I see that. Thank you for
I went
your
to the Gulf
service.
War.
Thank you so much.
I know when I saw we all have to serve.
Mm-hmm.
We all have to serve in so many different ways,
Right.
so many different. I mean, we just have to serve, and yeah, you're welcome. But at the same time, I would do it again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was in the volcano eruption in the Philippines.
Mm.
I was in the North and South Korea when they were putting mines in the back. We were mining for mines.
Wow.
Then I was in the Oklahoma City bombing for 4 days straight.
Wow.
So, and I was doing search and rescue then.
Oh
And
wow.
we were at ground zero.
Mm-hmm.
So every day I'm alive is going to be a good day. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And listen, I have that philosophy in life. If you're blessed to see another day and experience it in a different way, why do you be angry all the time? Why are you being so hateful all the time? Like, I don't get that. And that brings me to my topic of discussion is food for thought. Like, what I know you said food is your escape and food is your
Mhm.
therapy. Like, what foods brings you peace or comfort or reminds you of your mom?
Well, you know, growing up poor, you know, my grandparents took care of my mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on one side, I grew up rich, on the other side, poor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So but we started out with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
you went from the bottom to the top and then you came back down.
Right.
You know, that's how for some reason, that's just how it is. So with my mom, you know, she, it was very hard for her. You know, she was in a wheelchair and stuff, so she couldn't eat a lot of solid food.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Everything had
Mm-hmm.
to be more broken
Puree. Mm-hmm.
down for
Mm-hmm.
her, you know, because of the bags and all this other stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so, um, my my real big influence was my grandmother.
Okay.
Okay, she did the cakes. She
Uh-huh.
did I mean, from scratch.
Uh-huh.
You
Those are
know,
the best.
using the lard. I mean, if you
Yes.
don't use lard, you're not going to get the same results,
Right.
right? That's with
Right.
fried chicken. That's with anything you try to cook. You're not going to get the same result. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
I'm a Southern boy. You know,
Yes.
come on. And
Yes.
so, you know, she was a Southern woman, and I bless her soul, she got Alzheimer's, and she forgot I was her grandson one day,
Mm-hmm.
which was the hardest experience of my life. But
I can imagine.
you know, and that changed my whole life too. I was like, if I don't do it now, what's going to happen? You know,
Right.
and I try
Mm-hmm.
to calm down. I'm sorry, I'm ADHD, and I'm
Oh, you're
energized
fine.
or
You're
funny.
fine. That's good. I like the energy. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying not to be so energized, but that's just,
That's
I
who you
got it from
are.
my mama. I
Hey.
got it from my mama.
Uh-huh. So, um, you said that your grandmother was a big influence as well as your mom, but what you besides the cakes, like what was her go-to cake? Did she just do just a plain cake? Did she put icing on it? What? Because my grandmother used to bake from scratch too, and she would always make like when she made cakes, she always made like a little mini cake, and that was for
Yep,
us.
yep.
So yeah, that's nostalgic. That listen to you talk about that is
Here's the
nostalgia for
spoon,
me. Yeah.
baby.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The spoon is covered with all this
All this
yumminess,
delicious gooey stuff. Yes.
cream, my favorite is the real red velvet cake
Okay.
with the cream cheese.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the cream, the Philadelphia cheese and all that in that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's the only way to make. And when you try it from the stores, they don't got it.
Mm. See, I'm not a big fan of red velvet cake, but I like cream cheese icing.
See,
Like you
I
give
think
me
you
a
might.
chocolate. Give me a chocolate cake. And it's the thing, because red velvet and chocolate cake is pretty much the same thing. It's just the food color. I don't know. I just don't want it because I don't want it because of the color. I don't want
Why don't you close your eyes, do a taste testing?
I've never tried that. I might have to do that because that's my husband. My husband's favorite is red velvet cake. He loves it. Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite too. You know, my grandma used to make it for my birthdays, but you know, having the influence from grandparents and history and all that comes to what I always think about is if we lose our history, those recipes, those battles that we've done, you know, no matter who you are, we've had battles, right?
Right.
We've all had battles, you know. And so with the recipes, with the history, with the cultures, if we don't bring those together, we're going to forget where we come from.
Yep. And they're going to be lost forever.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So culinary school, like how was that experience? Like what can you share with us about that journey?
Well, you know, Peru, and I went to Degalia. It was all Spanish. Okay. That's how good I know Spanish.
Okay. Yes, you have to then.
Well, when I lived in Mexico, I had to learn Spanish. I learned it pretty much in 6 months. And I was living in the ghetto. So if I didn't know Spanish, they would beat my butt. Yeah. One day I got jumped by 5 dudes. Wow. They left me for almost dead on the ground in Mexico. Right? Because I didn't know Spanish. I didn't know nothing. Right? They made fun of you. If you don't know Spanish in Mexico, that's just how it is.
I mean, you're in Mexico. That's their native language. So, hey.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we make fun of other people when they can't say the right word. Come on.
Yes.
Every culture has, you know, even when I was in Peru, they're like, man, you sound like a Mexican. And I'm like, well, I grew up with Mexican Spanish, which Castañada, it's like a Castañada. It's a certain Spanish Latino language. And they speak it, but there's a lot of slang words.
Gotcha.
Okay. So when I say one word, they're like, oh, no, don't say that word. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I mean, that's what I grew up with, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't, like being in the Navy, I cussed a lot, you know, that's just how it was. It was our second language. And now I try not to because I know people take it as a, you know, but it's just a word people have turned into, you know, they've turned into something else.
Yeah.
You know, so there I was in Spanish and so when I went home, I would watch videos, Gordon Ramsay, everybody, Master Chef, everything I could in order to pass all these tests in Spanish to really make sure that my brain really contained the information to where I was able to actually take the tests. Right. Which I did. Okay. And I passed them and I took nutrition. I took everything. See, in Peru, they value their food way much more than America, for sure. It's like a safe. It's like you better appreciate. Yeah. You better recognize and appreciate your food because you never know when you're going to have it. And they work till 12 o'clock at night there. Right. Americans don't understand. Okay. Y'all think you know, that's where I get into everything because, you know, I fought for this country and then people are going crazy and don't appreciate and don't love each other. And I'm just like, man, if we can only learn from the Peruvians, because over there, they know who you are. You know who you are. You know what I mean? If you even act like, even if you act like different, they'll dog on you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, you know what I mean? Like you.
Yes, like they have a big appreciation of life and culture and food and things like that, family tradition and all of that. Yeah, I get that.
I rode my bike 8 hours a day
to school.
A lot of people don't know this. I was riding my bike 8 hours a day. I was filming all over Lima. On my shows, I have shows in Lima with ceviche, with restaurants from Argentina. I have a mixture of everything in my show. Because see, I was going to chef school at the same time.
Oh, I didn't know you was doing both of them at the same time.
Yes.
Wow.
8 hours to 10 hours a day, riding through Lima, and I was riding through the ghetto parts of Peru to go film, even because COVID hit, right?
Right.
100 days quarantine.
Wow.
So that's when I built my website, built my YouTube, built everything, because I realized if I'm going to put my mama's love around the world through my eyes, I have to have everywhere.
Yep.
So all you got to do is Google my stuff and you'll find it everywhere. Because no matter what, till the end that I die, I'm going to make sure her love's around the world no matter what. Because ultimately, I'm going to be dancing with her. I've never danced with her. I've never cooked with her, really. She got to the point where she couldn't talk, say my name. I couldn't do nothing.
Right. How old were you? How old were you when that started to happen?
She had 3 kids. My sister's older than me. She's 2 years. And then my brother below me. After him, it really went down. But he's 6 years younger than me. So I was 10-ish. I was young.
So you was fairly young.
I was young. I don't remember her walking.
Oh, wow.
So, that's why I have appreciation for everybody and everything, because I saw her dying every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was like, no, that ain't how, this is her chance.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I've had people say that I took her energy, and you know what I mean? I've said, well, if I took her energy, then I'm going to show her energy even more, baby. Woo! Come on.
Yeah.
You ready?
And listen, I know she probably smiling down at you like, okay, Byron, there you go. Listen. And that's awesome. That is awesome. So tell us about your show. Look, tell us the name of it. Tell us where we can watch it and all of this good stuff. Tell us about the show.
Sure. Okay, so you can go to TheWeritoShow.com. You can go there. I do blogs. I do blogs for veterans. I just did a blog for Martin Luther King because he's one of my role models. I think with his bravery, I had a lot of bravery too in a lot of other different countries. And believe me, I understand bravery.
Right.
And going through hell to get to heaven. You know what I'm saying? So with my network, I want to create Heaven's Kitchen to where there's no talking bad about people. There's no negativity. We can bring the children in to something positive, because on my YouTube, it's all positive too.
Right.
Everything, because if I don't do it in a positive manner, then I'm going to disrespect my mother. And I tell you what, my mother's on my side right now, and she's my force. And that's not going to change.
Right. And it shouldn't.
No. And, I've had people approach me, why don't you go bigger with bigger networks? And I'm like, you know what? There's a plan for everybody. There's a plan for everything.
Right.
There's a plan for you. There's a plan for me. There's a plan.
Yep.
And whatever that plan is, we have to be patient.
Yes, it takes patience, and you have to do the hard work, and you are doing that work. You're putting out content, you're creating food, you're spotlighting other people's businesses and showing their food. So you're doing the groundwork. So when your time it's coming, then you don't have to worry about that. And people say stuff all the time because they really don't know. They think it's easy, but it's not. No, it's not. No. It's really not.
No, they have no idea the battle I went through to even get to these videos, even for them to say yes.
Yeah.
To a white boy from America in Peru to get into their kitchen to show me secrits.
Right. And I was about to ask you that. I was about to ask you, okay, we talked about food for thought, a son's promise. How did you finesse that? How did you get secrets like that? Like what?
Well, as a child, I had to learn, because I went to 8 elementaries, 3 junior highs, 9 high schools.
Oh, wow.
I've been around America. My father was always gone. So every 6 months we moved.
Wow.
So I was always the new kid. I had to become a chameleon. I had to become somebody that can adapt to any environment.
Absolutely. Survival of the
And
fittest.
it is,
Uh-huh.
and if you don't have that survival mentality,
Right.
that when you're trying to start something,
Mm-hmm.
you will not be successful.
Absolutely.
Period. End of story. You
That's
got to
it.
work hard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I could start singing I'm an island boy or act like a really dumbass if I really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I could do all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? We have enough of that.
Yeah. And then you're not being true to who you are and who your mom
That's
is.
right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's right. And me myself, I like to make people smile and joke. And someday, I've been writing a song and I've been working on my guitar. And someday I want to go on America's Got Talent and sing Purple Rain.
Oh my God. And Prince is my favorite all-time artist. Listen. Hey.
Come on, baby. You don't have to be beautiful to
Hey.
turn me on, dear.
Yes.
You don't have to talk. You
Yes.
don't have to watch Dynasty
Yes.
to have an attitude.
Uh-huh.
But then you can go back to Purple Rain. Purple Rain. Purple Rain.
Bang, Byron. Listen.
Woo!
Listen. Look. We bonded for life now with that Prince. Listen. I love me some Prince. Wow. That is
Yes,
amazing.
ma'am. Oh, in my YouTube, I put a video of me singing because, see, I recorded with the Texas Talent Quest, like the karaoke,
Mm-hmm.
and I got on the stage, and I wasn't as great on the stage because I was nervous as hell. I was like this big audience, and I'm like, oh my God. But it was just amazing. And I sing karaoke all the time. So I love Prince. And someday I'm going to go on America's Got Talent and sing Prince. But, with my show, talking about that again, what a lot of people don't know is I don't charge people for all this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't charge them. Okay. All these other big shows like Guy Fieri and all these other people are charging them like $4,000 or
To come
even
in,
to come in,
spotlight.
and then they lose business. They lose business for 2 weeks.
Yeah, because they have to do all the filming and all of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I never looked at it. I never looked at it like that. And I feel like anything, if you're walking in your purpose and you're doing what you love, I don't think it should be about money that will come. If you have to know that your purpose is bigger than you. And if you're
Right.
sowing into other people and you giving the world different perspectives, different foods, and all of this kind of stuff, I don't feel like you should have to charge those people to come into their restaurant.
Right, exactly. And what I tell them, hey, share your love, whatever you want to share with everybody else. Hey, I'm showcasing you.
Right.
It's not about me. And I tell them from the beginning, but I do say it's dedicated to my mother, because if I don't from the beginning, then it really takes away from the gravity, the gravity and everything of the show.
Yeah, the intent.
The intent. So and that's what's been boosting my show even more, because with the power of my mom and the power of God and power of everybody, it's when the time changes on you, like things just like everything starts changing. You're like, wait a minute.
You experience that shift.
Yeah, and I'm nervous right now because I'm experiencing the shift.
Yeah.
We just recorded at a circus because I also have the culture show. See, my show is not just about food.
Oh.
I was invited to the 50th best the Tejano Fest, with the lowriders and everything.
Okay.
I have that on my show. I have a circus on my show. I have everything we need positive. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to see people hitting each other.
Yeah,
we don't need to see people yelling at each other.
Yeah, you're changing the narrative when it comes to culture and food and things like that. Just a positive vibe. Like Chef Baron is the positive vibe maker, like for real.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that.
Take away the assumptions. Let's have a second here and think about that. Assumptions.
Yes.
How are assumptions killing us?
Because we make an ass out of ourselves assuming stuff all the time.
Right. And when you see me, you don't know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm a jackass to you, then yeah, you have a right to be one to me back.
Right.
Okay, you have that right because
Mm-hmm.
if hey, what comes around goes around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and but at the same time, you gotta stop and look at each other's shoes. You got
Right.
to look at each other's. Uh, you don't even know where they come from.
Exactly. And a lot of people, I found that a lot of people do that. They tend to judge a book by a cover. Like instead of having a conversation, they just put you in a box right then and there because you may dress a certain way, or you may not live a certain place, or drive a certain car, or it's ridiculous. And I'm
I live in
glad.
a camper. Okay, I live in a camper because this is the camper that I'm fixing. I'm actually fixing up a camper myself
Mhm.
so that I could showcase America in it.
Like go across country and all of that kind of stuff.
I'm a
Yes.
disabled vet. I deal with PTSD. I use my disabled disability to help everybody right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm doing.
Yes. And
That's
thank
the
you
way it
for
should
that.
be.
That's the way it
Every
should be.
veteran, everybody should be helping each other. If you have money, if you have anything, stop hoarding it
Yeah.
because it ain't going to help anything. Because what if you die today or tomorrow? Nothing.
Right. Right. You have to be selfless. You have to
You
have
have to be.
integrity, humility, kindness, and be a selfless person to give back
Yes.
to the world. And I could tell that you have all of that. I'm glad that you are doing what you're doing, and it seems like you love doing it. I can
I
see it
love it.
all over your face. If you're listening in right now, I am talking to Chef Byron Davenport. We are talking about his promise to his mom to becoming a chef, and he showcases foods from all over the world on his show. Tell them the name of the show again and where can we tune in? We want to
All
plug this
right.
show. We want people to come in. And if you're watching on
Yes.
YouTube, you can see the energy. If you're just listening, I need you to come on over to YouTube so you can watch the behind the scenes of Chef Byron and you'll get to experience his energy. So,
Yep.
yeah, tell them the name of the show. Where can we tune in to support and all
Yes.
of this good stuff?
Okay, so I have the website, the YouTube. If you just Google me, you're going to be able to find me. And at the same time, I have the president of my company. Actually, my show is a company in America.
Okay.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
and eventually, I'm doing a nonprofit to help children in CPS, like I was. CPS 3 times.
Wow.
Homeless 3 times. I was rejected. So I want to do the nonprofit organization so that we can help those children. So my YouTube, I really would appreciate it if everybody subscribed and shared. I just did the bonfires in Louisiana on the what is it called?
On the
The
levee?
ravines on the levee.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. It's on my show. We did a gumbo. There was a gumbo contest there, and Bo was there. What's his name? Bo. That's on National Geographic.
Mm.
Big black dude. Bo. I think it's called Bo Nose or something like that.
It sounds familiar, but I don't know his last name.
Yeah, he was a barbecue pit master.
Right.
So I met him. He was really awesome, and but the show is what I'm doing is I'm giving you the whole thing.
Okay.
Okay, I give y'all the whole show.
Whole
It may
experience.
be, the whole experience because I want you. And I got on the stage on the Tejano Super Show with a group called Tierra from LA. And I was filming them and everything. So, wait till you see these shows. It's
okay. And I'll be sure. I'll be sure to put like your website and the YouTube channel and all of that information in the description box when I get ready to upload the episode. So
sure. And I'm going to be doing the same for you. I'm going to share you. I'm going to promote you because if we promote each other, what do we have?
Yeah,
we have unity.
Yes, absolutely.
If we promote each other and love thy neighbor the right way, we have unity.
Yes. And we all elevate to the next level. Yes.
Come on, baby.
We all elevate to the next level.
Show,
yes. Yes. Okay.
Come on.
Are you on any like a Facebook or Instagram as well?
Same thing.
Same name. Okay.
Got same name.
So
and just remember, I'm the güerito.
Okay.
Because I lived in Mexico. I got beat up by gangs. I had a taco stand in Mexico. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
That's what makes me
The real deal.
deal. That's
Yes.
right, baby.
Yes. Listen, I love it. I love it. So when it comes to food, and I
Yes,
want
ma'am.
to ask you this question for
Sure.
anyone who's listening that is
Mhm.
afraid to follow their dream of becoming like, a chef, or, opening their restaurant, starting their catering business, or just associate food because of their love for it. What advice would you tell them right now?
Okay. Some of the most successful people in the world write out everything.
Mm,
They write out a plan. They write out a goal. They write out vision, mission. And it sounds, corporate. Oh, it's boring. Why do I got to do that? And believe me, I didn't want to do it myself. But, I also have an MBA in marketing.
okay.
So that's why I'm helping the small businesses too with
Mm-hmm.
the consulting when I meet with them. And if I see anything that, hey, that might help them,
Mm-hmm.
I give it for free.
Hey, wow.
So but I think the biggest thing I think most people have problems with
Mm-hmm.
once they have that plan, it's following through.
Um,
Okay. You can have a plan, you can have a book of plans, but if you don't jump,
yeah,
you're never gonna know. And
absolutely.
I never thought I could be where I'm at right now. Never thought this was gonna ever happen because of my ADHD. I'm a little autistic, so I'm right before, I like my creativity
Uh-huh.
never stops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's how my brain is, and I can't sleep. I have 2 to 3 hours a day.
Listen, me too. You're not alone.
Okay,
I feel your pain.
so there's a lot of people like us.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you have to change your mindset first.
Yes.
Out of everything, you can have a plan, you can have everything. Mindset. But then you ask me, what is a mindset? A lot of people don't understand what a mindset is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the mindset starts with your actions.
Yes.
Okay. Repetition
Mm-hmm.
is the key for the human brain.
Mm-hmm. Create
Okay.
patterns.
That's right. You got to create patterns. And
Mm-hmm.
I actually taught English when I was in Peru. So I can teach Spanish. I could teach English. I was doing all that too.
Uh-huh.
So it really helped me in the kitchen too. So to make people realize once you learn how to
Mm.
center yourself and love yourself,
Yes.
then you're going to be able to change your mindset to 100%.
Absolutely.
Because if it's only 50%, it's never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 75%, it's never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 95%, no,
Yep. And
not
that's what I
really,
specialize.
because
Like, I specialize in mindset and personal growth as a life coach. And it's
there
all
you go.
about deciding to do better. You have to
Yep.
change your mindset in order to move forward. And so I'm glad that you're talking about that. And anyone who's listening, y'all hear that Chef Byron said you have to change your mindset. Get started. Stop worrying about failing and take the leap. Like, if you don't do it, how do you know if you're going to fail or not?
And you know how many people have said, "Oh, you're annoying
Those
because
are
of my
not your
energy."
people. Those are not your people.
I'm sorry, but I can't be anybody else but me. And you're not, and there's nobody going to have my kind of energy that, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to be able to do what I've done
Mm-hmm.
with, because they don't have this kind of energy.
Right.
That's why I can help so many people.
Right.
That's why we need to stop suppressing these kids on pills, on
Mm.
all this stuff, on all
Mhm.
this industrialized medication that suppresses all the brain cells, and
Makes
it
them like
takes
a
away the,
zombie. Yes.
yeah, you
Takes
become a
away their
zombie.
it takes away their imagination, their creativity,
Right. Let them
their
run outside for a mile, then come back and they'll be fine.
right. Calm down, like run that energy off. Play the energy
Yeah.
off. Yeah. Instead of
They
sitting
should
in
have
front
done
of
that
a
a long
video
time
game.
ago. Right. They should do that for every kid that has ADHD.
Mm.
Get them outside running right now.
Let them play. Run
Let
it
them
off.
play,
Mm-hmm.
run it off, and then come back in.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give
Right.
them pills.
Yep.
Don't give them pills.
I agree. I agree with that. I mean, but to each his own. We're not knocking anyone who's giving this
Hey,
their
I'm not a
kids.
doctor, but I have ADHD. They try to put me on Ritalin. They try to put me on Vyvanse. depression medicine, all this other crap from the military, you know, because I deal with PTSD,
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff. And I was like, no,
No, I'm not taking it. Mm-hmm.
can't do it.
Right.
I'd rather destroy myself than take all that crap. Than let that. I'd rather destroy myself than let something else destroy me.
Exactly. And that's what I was about to say, like taking all of that stuff. And I'm not big on medication, and sometimes I just have to have it, but I'm
Right.
more of a holistic approach.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We need to do hey, you need to find a chef in your local area. Maybe we can have something
Collaborate.
together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I would check into that because I have a good friend of mine and she's not a chef, but she should be.
Hey,
The only thing that's keeping her from having the chef title is the degree, like that certification or the degree. Other than that, she just started her own catering business. She sells out every day.
You don't have to have the certification to be a chef. I'm sorry.
Hey,
but there's really no certain what it is. Either you have the knowledge on the methods, all the technical stuff, and how to do layers of flavor, because that's where it is. It's the layers of flavor.
She does that. Maybe
without over salting it, you know, because a lot of people it's like, oh, I put a lot of layers of flavor, and I'm like, hey,
high blood pressure. Yes.
Like,
Yeah, that sounds like a plan because you know I know that she would be awesome because when I tell you she can cook her butt off.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Yes. We'll talk. Let's coordinate something. And I appreciate you letting me come on your show.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Any more questions for me?
Listen, on a personal note.
Sure.
If you could tell your younger self anything right now, as yourself at this moment, what would it be and why?
We talked about a little bit of it. You need to stop and be patient because we are all together no matter what. Okay. You just need to stop and focus on everything that's in front of you. If I could go back and spend more time with my mother, I would. If I could go spend time with a lot of the people in my life that I can't get out of my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody needs to stop and be patient.
Right. Appreciate
and work your butt off. Come on now. Work your butt off.
Work your butt off. Appreciate the little things because we move so fast. We neglect the small things, and those things matter, in my opinion. So yeah,
either be a couch potato, or be somebody that has something worthwhile for the community.
Right.
You know, our community needs a lot of help right now. Everybody needs to come out, from children to everybody. So, you know, we all need to come out even more. But the problem is we're all scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
No more time for being scared. No more time.
Right.
Let's go, baby. Come on.
And look, it's time for action. Time for action. Y'all hear about y'all heard it first on Kicking It with KeKe with Chef Byron. It's about time for that action. Yes.
Go Navy. It's your birthday.
Yes. But is there any closing remarks you want to say to the listeners out there?
Well, you know, just thank you for giving the time and sharing your time with me too. Because, you know, time is valuable. And, but remember, all y'all out there listening, it's not for me. Okay. All this ain't for me. I'm just a vessel. I'm just a little light, the little huerito light, the huerito show. The huerito is just a little bitty light. It's not huero, it's huerito. I'm just a little beacon light, baby, trying to bring it everybody, trying to showcase everybody, give love to everybody. No matter what, I'm not scripted. There's no scripts here, baby. There's nothing. This is who I am. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Don't be sorry because that's who you are. Those are not your people. I tell people.
No, I'm sorry for them.
Because yes. There you go.
They can't see my love, baby.
Yeah, they gonna look. They missing out on a bunch of love and light and inspiration and all of that positive energy because it's contagious. Your smile is infectious. And
I'm gonna get my guitar. Hold on.
Okay. people that don't see that, those, yeah, you feel sorry for them because they just don't know. What you gonna play? You gonna play us something before we go out?
When I was a young boy, I tried to find my flow. I looked high, I looked low, but I couldn't let it go. Then one day it hit me, out of just nowhere. I finally was able to find my flow. Now I'm going with the flow of things. Woo! Going with the flow of things.
Go with the flow of things.
Making it all right.
Yes.
Feeling the flow. Whoa.
Huh.
That's right, baby.
Hey, just
I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go, baby. Woo!
Yes. All right. You guys have been listening to Kicking It with KeKe, life, love, and all that other shit. I am here joined with my special guest, Chef Byron Davenport. He has been a delight. You guys go ahead and support his platform. I'll leave all of the information in the description box. And until next time, y'all make sure that y'all tune in every Thursday. Share, like, support, comment, all that good stuff. Because I am here and we are changing the narrative in the community, in our culture, by helping each other spread our light through the flow of everything. So you
Going
guys,
with the flow of things, baby.
yes,
Going with the flow of
yes,
things. That's right, baby. That's what we're doing. We're going to make it all right, baby.
absolutely. So you guys, y'all have a great day.
Let's go.